Welcome to Talk of the Bay on KSQD 90.7 FM. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman, and today on the program we hear an interview with musician John Smith. John Smith is a singer-songwriter who has been sharing his music all across America and abroad. He has become a favorite at festivals, clubs, and house concerts alike. In addition to being a Kerrville New Folk winner, John Smith has released 9 solo CDs to rave reviews. He leads musical tours to Ireland and leads Idaho rafting trips, teaches songwriting, and has served as a staff songwriter in Nashville. Here's John Smith with his music and ideas about being a songwriter in this day and age. Speaking of live music and troubadours, we have a live one in our studio today. John Smith is my guest here on the Coast Ridge Ramble. I'm Rachel Ann, and it's my great pleasure to finally meet you. I've been listening to music for a long time. There's a particular song I love, Into Love, which is about traveling an old VW bus.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And we were just talking about our common friends in Ireland, so a lot of overlapping connections. A lot of it having to do with music and songwriting. Yeah. So I am so pleased you're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fantastic. Love coming out to California, and Santa Cruz, one of my very favorite towns to be in, so couldn't be happier.
It's been a while since you've been here.
3 years, yeah. I was here teaching at the Esalen Institute when the COVID hit, and had to evacuate and the whole thing, and haven't been back since. So.
What a wonderful gig, though, to be at Esalen. Do you think you'll be back there doing songwriting?
Yeah, I think so. We're talking about this fall. I think so. Yeah.
So you must know my friend Medine Spear, who often went to your workshops down there.
Who's that?
Medine.
Medine. I love Medine. She's a prolific, hard-working songwriter. Yeah. She started out. I don't know if she started on the harp, but. About harp too and guitar player.
Yeah, she moved back to Georgia, but we miss her. Hopefully she'll come back out and visit.
She's kind of in Portland too, part-time.
Yeah, she's got 2 places, but not Santa Cruz anymore. She was one of the unfortunate people who lost her home to the CZU fire, and I think that was sort of it. But hopefully she'll come back. And you're here all the way from Wisconsin, which is a long drive. You must have.
We flew. Yeah.
Okay.
We flew to SFO.
That's better.
My wife is with me, Joe, out there in the car. Hey,
Hi,
Darla.
Joe. Hey, thanks for driving.
Yeah.
So let's hear a song if you feel up for it. You got a beautiful guitar on your lap.
I do. Yeah, I got a little beautiful handmade double O parlor guitar by a guy in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I say that because it's first real trip out of the house. It's been in the house for years, but it's so little, and I'm just loving it. So anyway, I'll play the title track of the most recent CD that came out about a year ago, and it's called Backroads. And Backroads could be my middle name. I think there's a tribe out there of people that just love taking the back roads, and talking about Ireland, it's all back roads and stuff. So here it is, Backroads. Sometimes I get an itch to go off wandering. I keep scratching, but it never lets me be. It doesn't have to be some far-off, distant island. Any old back road is fine by me, 'cause I still feel the urge to follow. I still hear that ancient call to roam. And when I'm done, I'll circle back around and let some back road lead me home. Well, it doesn't take that much to make me happy. A new song on the wind calling my name, in the center of truth, and I can't help but follow. I chase it down through the hills and the pouring rain, 'cause I still feel the urge to follow. I still hear that ancient call to roam. And when I'm done, I'll circle back around and let some back road lead me home. Sometimes I think I'd just like to go off so I can find my way back home again. See my porch light burning brightly, a lighthouse reaching out to some old friend, saying, come on in, tell me, where have you been? So if you see me out there on some county back road, or having breakfast at some driftless town cafe, it's only me drinking in the landscape. I'll fill my cup and I'll be on my way, 'cause I still feel the urge to follow. I still hear that ancient call to roam. And when I'm done, I'll circle back around and let some back road lead me home. And when I'm done, I'll circle back around and let some back road lead me home. I'll let some Vernon County back road lead me home.
Beautiful. Gorgeous song.
Thank you. Yeah, just...
You said Driftless Cafe. I'm thinking, is that like in the part of the world called the Driftless? And does anyone know about that? But a few of us.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah. I mean, driftless could be just a adjective, you know what I mean, of saying like somebody's a drifter or, But the driftless area is where we live in Wisconsin. And it's a little area. If you look at the map of the Midwest, you got Minnesota and Wisconsin and kind of Iowa there. Right where those three states kind of meet, it's like there's a big old kind of a egg-shaped thing where the last glaciers came through and drifted around it and split and didn't go over. So all of Minnesota and Wisconsin, the glacier went over it and created all the lakes when it retreated. But our area is called the Driftless and no lakes. So we have these ancient kind of valleys. They're called coulees. That's what the French called them. And they're these beautiful little trout streams, and then you go up on the ridge, and then you go back down in the valley. Yeah. So the Driftless. Greg Brown had a song, "Going Driftless." Which,
yes, I remember that, and I looked it up at that point, going, that's what he meant, because it sounds just like you're kind of drifting, but it's actually about a place. And there must be ancient plants there that didn't get scraped off with the glaciers too, huh?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. You find more. Well, a lot of the Native American mound builders stuff up along the river that would have got wiped out otherwise. So there's some of that stuff, and it's great though. We really don't have hills. We just have a lot of valleys. So when you get up on the ridge, wherever the ridge is, you can see forever. It's basically flat from the previous glacier, which was, we're getting scientific now, but like another 50,000 years before the last one, which was 10,000 years ago or something like that.
It's hard for humans that live 80 years to think in deep time.
It is.
But geologists do, and it's kind of refreshing to think that, things will be around 50 million years after we're here. Maybe our songs will still be here.
Yeah. Some will, that's for sure. We hope.
Keep singing them. Yeah. I'm talking with Johnsmith. He is here from Wisconsin, here in Santa Cruz, and he's been doing some house concerts. You're on KSQD 90.7 FM. Really happy you stopped in. I don't know if there's any room at the house concert at this point, whether it bears mentioning at this.
Yeah, you could go. You could go to my website, johnsmithmusic.com, and look at the gigs, and there'd be a number of the hosts there in Santa Cruz here, and we'll let you know if there's any openings that people have canceled or something. But it's a small little tiny setting, but I love playing house concerts. It's one of my favorite venues.
Yeah, there's no espresso machine to interrupt your song.
Yeah.
As you might find in Santa Cruz somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Or people on laptops. You won't find that at a house concert. People are there to really listen to the words.
Yeah.
And your words are finely crafted. You teach songwriting. You were mentioning at Esalen. Where else do you teach that?
I'll be teaching this year again at the Kerrville Folk Festival in Texas, which is kind of a big songwriter mecca type of festival where it's really about original songs. Even everybody in the campground are songwriters and stuff. And so I'll be teaching with a team, Mary Gaucher and Steve Seskin and Tom Prasada Rao, and there's a few other names. About 6 of us will teach for a week, and it's like a camp. And the festival is still going on. It's a long, like 18-day fest, so it's between week 1 and week 2. Yeah, and so that's always fun. And then maybe this fall at Esalen again, and yeah.
It's an interesting group of people who are compelled to write songs, isn't it? I mean, there are a certain kind of mind that loves words, but also has something to say. I wonder what it's like. I've never been to a giant songwriting thing. I've been to workshops and things, but I wonder what it's like to be around thousands of people who all have something to say,
Yeah. It really, that festival, the Kerrville, Texas festival, really lit a fire under me. They have a contest called New Folk, and I was lucky enough to get in that a couple of times and actually won it once. And it just, I just heard so many great writers. The first time I was down there, I think the first person I heard was David Wilcox playing. He had just won the New Folk the year before that, and then John Gorka and Chuck Pyle and just one after another, people that had all been, and it just somehow really cracked my heart open to, I was writing songs before that, but somehow it was like a baptism kind of thing. I went to the river and now I get it a little bit more.
The river of song.
Yeah,
the source of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, tap into that, and it just comes from nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you ever have songs come to you in dreams or half-awake states where, you don't even know where it's...
Yeah, that's only happened a couple times, and it's great. I wish it would happen more often. But yeah, I have songs that kind of came in a dream, like a teacher is teaching you. You don't really see the teacher, but it's telling you where to put your fingers and so forth, that kind of thing. And then I had one song it's an older song. I couldn't remember how to play it now, but where the whole story, it was about a friend. I must have had a conversation that night or the night before about her and her partner splitting up, and I wrote this song called "You Can't Speed the Grief," and it all was mostly just get up and kind of write it down, get the guitar, and then polish it up.
You're just taking dictation from an unseen hand.
Yeah.
Amazing. I really love this song you wrote called "Don't Put Me in a Box."
Oh, yeah.
That's very apropos to the moment we seem to find ourselves in, where there's contemplated legislation that would forbid teachers from even using people's preferred pronoun. Thank you, Florida, for sending us back in time. Maybe not even back in time, maybe into a time we don't want to live in. So I love that song because it's like, no, we don't need to categorize ourselves any more than we're asked to do every time.
Yeah.
But you play whatever you want. You have a new album out. Maybe you'd like to play something.
Yeah. Well, thinking of that whole division thing, I'll play another one from the record, and then we'll go somewhere else. But this one I wrote right before the last big election, and I was way beyond the upset and fear and anger thing about the division and all the screaming, the two parties going at it. And believe me, in the Midwest, in Wisconsin, we get it on both sides. It's just
one of those swing states.
Yeah, one of those swing states.
In the crosshairs.
Yeah, and just but the day I wrote this song, I was just really sad. I don't know, just went to a different place where it's just kind of. And for me, sometimes getting sad, going to the guitars is a healthy thing. Or so I wrote this one. My name is America. I live between two oceans blue, and as nations go, I'm a child who is sadly now torn in two. And I was born out of a dream, and for that dream I'm on my knees tonight, for they're shouting on the left and right. I could use some help to mend this great divide. Oh, help me heal these wounds I feel. Please help me heal from these wounds I feel. It's not the first time I've been torn. The bloody redcoats shot and drove the natives from their homes. Then a flood of immigrants all came round in hopes of 40 acres, a mule and plow, and the right to speak their truth out loud. Oh, help me heal these wounds I feel. Please help me heal from these wounds I feel. Then it was the blue and gray, the north and south, spilling blood over slavery, leaving a scar centuries deep. They're still marching up and down my street. My name is America. I'm wounded, but I'm not down yet. I am still the great experiment. I was born from hope and tears and sweat, and I hold that hope with every breath. Oh, help me heal these wounds I feel. Please help me heal from these wounds I feel. Oh, help me heal these wounds I feel. Please help me heal from these wounds I feel. My name is America.
Gorgeous song from Johnsmith live in the studio here at KSQD. I played that a lot on this show over the past time that it's been out. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful song there. And so true,
Yeah.
We're trying to move forward, and it's really hard for some reason. We're making it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, really harder than it needs to be. And but songs like that are, have to be written and have to be sung. And because I'm not one to write angry kind of protest songs. I've tried it.
It's hard to do.
Just doesn't work for me. Some people are just really good at it, but but every now and then writing a song that's I don't know. Would you say that's a political song or just a?
No, it's more of a lament.
Yeah, that's good.
In the old Irish sense of the word.
Yeah.
And you personify, my name is America.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Paul Simon song about come on the ship they call Mayflower. Some feelings about your country and the nation. It's hard to get your brain around them, but you did such a good job there.
And trying to do it without it all being divisive, that you're coming from the state of the mind of the country, whatever country means, but it definitely means a land and, regions and different peoples and stuff like that. And to think of it as a whole, like how does it feel? And so... Yeah,
and we don't always have the same definition of what this country is supposed to be. So there's a lot of dialogue about who we are. We're kind of young as a nation. Have not been around as long as most.
I think that's what we forget sometimes. That we've been here forever, and we're still working this thing out. And
and you bring the past and the present together in that song, because you talk about they're still marching down my street after the Civil War is over for 100 years and more, and here they still are. So we haven't finished. And when people throw around the idea that we're heading for another one, I think that's pretty irresponsible to say, because if they knew what that one was really like, they probably wouldn't just casually say that. We're still healing from it.
Absolutely, still
trying to.
Yeah.
Wow. Writing songs about as wide open as the topics you take on, which is everything from traveling the back roads to the United States. When you sit down to write, I wonder if you think about themes first, or you have a specific idea in mind, or if it's broad or just wide open.
Yeah, it's pretty wide open. Just kind of hoping for something that, is inspiring, I guess. It's an overly used word, but just something that kind of gets your attention and just has a little juice to it, and your years of songwriting says, hey, you better follow that, down the street a little farther, because we're all getting ideas all the time, and we're, and getting questions all the time, and but just those ones that kind of stick to you. You want to say, okay, I need to make some notes at least. And it's so nice nowadays with a cell phone. You just hit the voice memo thing and start something, or the notes, and just write some notes about what you're doing. And that's kind of what I do a lot, is a combination of those two things, and then get alone with it and see what comes out. Yeah.
And like so many, we were all given an unexpected time off a couple years ago. Imagine for songwriters, I've talked to some found it very fertile time when they had to stay home. Other people didn't feel like that. So I wonder about how it was for you.
Yeah, it was very mixed. At first I was surprised how much I kind of was okay with it. Just because, especially pre-COVID, I was probably working more than I should have and traveling more than I should have, and wasn't even sure why, just kind of what you do. And then to have all that time at home, and I live in a little town, so it was great just being with my wife, all the time, instead of being gone from home so much, and just all the projects and stuff. And I did some really fun Zoom things, teaching Zoom and taking Zoom classes, watercolor classes, stuff like that. And
wow.
Yeah. So there was some of that, and but then of course it got old.
You were ready to go back out.
Yeah.
If you just joined me, I'm speaking with Johnsmith, and if you want to get choked up, listen to his song "Come Some Autumn Day." I'm not sure I got the title right, but it's about his children leaving home.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful song.
Yeah, you're bringing all these songs. I think, could I play that right now?
No, it's okay. They're not requests. I just wanted to thank you.
Yeah,
for those
you're welcome.
Songs and the feelings they evoke.
Yeah.
Which is what a good song will do. It'll be general enough that anyone can paint their own scenario on top of it, yet still feel the original emotion that came. And you're really good at that.
Yeah.
Well, we have time for another, if you would be so kind. I know you have a concert to get to, and you've already played on one radio station. We're very honored that you came to KSQD, and I hope you'll come back.
Well, I'm thinking of, because I'm thinking of this song here, because we're talking about Ireland. And
sounds like I might see you there.
Yeah, I might see you there. We were talking before. And
exciting.
In the Dingle area there.
Yeah.
I love Ireland. I've been going to Ireland since about 2001 or so. I just went over, a bunch of friends just said, hey, man, just gave me the names of small little gigs you could get and stuff like that. And they said, you'll just love it, And I have a lot of Irish descent. 6 of my 8 great-grandparents all came from Ireland. So I grew up in this very Irish Catholic Iowa community. But that doesn't really mean very much, especially the Irish aspect of it. You go, oh yeah, I know I am that way, and all my ancestors are Irish. But until you go over there and mingle with the people and hear the music and the humor and the sadness and the loss of the history and stuff, then it really, really resonates. And so I'll play a song that I've been fortunate enough that a number of Irish people sing this song and have recorded it and stuff. There's actually a pub in Dingle. Blanking out the names. Tommy O'Sullivan's pub, the courthouse.
Yes, the courthouse.
Courthouse, yeah. Mm-hmm. And on one of the walls there, they have the last 2 lines of this song in metal, made in metalwork, and on the wall, and then people sign the wall. It's real honor. But in Ireland, when they're having a nice gathering and a fun thing, they say "safe home" or "Slán Bhaile" is the Irish for it, and I just think that's nice. And so I was playing at the Fiddler's Green Festival in Northern Ireland, and just had a great long weekend. There were great people there. Mary Black and her whole family was there. Doogie McLean and just great folks. And so saying goodbye that Monday morning, everybody's leaving and hugging and safe home, John. And so as I drove back across the state to pick up another group of Americans and take them on a trip, I was just feeling so much love from the whole thing, and but also sad, but I had a few hours driving, so I wrote this song. It's called "Safe Home." Come through the valleys, come through the fields, crossed over rivers to find ourselves here. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. Until I next see you, safe home will you go. We've laid down our worries, our troubles, our fears, like shells on the strand washed by laughter and tears. But the tide has returned now to lift us away, back to our houses and families we pray. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. Until I next see you, safe home will you go. Oh, the fiddles are quiet, whistle's all still, only echoes remain from the jigs and the reels. The dance floor is empty, our farewells all said. Now it's time to be going till we all meet again. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. May the light of the moon smile down on your road. Safe home, safe home, safe home will you go. Until I next see you, safe home will you go. Until I next see you, safe home will you go.
Wow, thank you so much, Johnsmith, for an enjoyable, beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for having me. What a nice station, and I've heard great things about you guys. So I'm going to have to stream.
Please do. It'll give you a little slice of Santa Cruz when the winters are getting long in Wisconsin. Yeah, and we'll complain about the snow, and you'll laugh at us.
Yeah. So I just mentioned I do have a new CD. It's called Backroads, and a lot of people don't do CDs anymore. But you can go to what's the name of the place where my downloads are at?
SoundCloud? Bandcamp?
Bandcamp.
Yay.
Yeah, go to Bandcamp, Johnsmith, all one word, and you'll see the album Backroads. You can listen to the whole thing for free if you want to, and if you feel so nice, you can buy some tracks or put some money towards it. But I had really fun making this record with a great bunch of local players, and Tim O'Brien and Daryl Scott, a few other friends that joined in on it, and some Irish people. So Ailish actually sings on a song in this, and Seamus Bagley singing a little part of a piece there. But anyway, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, and come back anytime. The door's wide open.
Okay, thank you.
You've been listening to Talk of the Bay on listener-supported KSQD 90.7 FM, Many Voices, One Station. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman. Thank you so much for listening and supporting KSQD. Coming up next, it's First Person Singular, and that'll be followed by the kooky side of Crazy with Ryan Althouse. This is Community Radio, KSQD, Many Voices, One Station.